Corey Simon is now a Florida state senator. T.O. lost $80 million, but rebuilt his empire. Remember when Donovan got booed on draft day? He's worth over $100 million now. Dick Vermeil, famous for his emotions, cried about everything. He owns an award-winning winery. And wait until you see which receiver is coaching Super Bowl teams. From the gridiron to wine country, this Eagles Where Are They Now has some wild surprises. Remember Brian Dawkins foaming at the mouth before games? That same safety left the Eagles front office in 2021 to run the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation full-time. The man who terrorized receivers now runs mental wellness partnerships across America. Weapon X traded corporate boardrooms for helping people with depression and anxiety. At 52, he's dedicating his life to saving others from mental health struggles. Dick Vermeil owns and operates Vermeil Wines in Napa Valley, producing 3,500 to 5,000 cases annually. Remember how he cried about everything? That same emotional coach found his calling making premium wines that win awards across California. After building our magical 1980 team, he's been running his vineyard for over 20 years. At 88, our former coach is living the dream as a successful winemaker. Back in 2004, Jon Runyan was our Ironman right tackle who never missed games. Now, he's the NFL's Vice President of Policy and Rules Administration, overseeing league discipline and compliance. After protecting Donovan McNabb for nearly a decade, he served 2 terms as a United States Congressman from 2011 to 2015. The same player who protected our quarterback is now 51 and making rules for the entire league. Coming up, the quarterback who built a $100 million business empire, plus the kicker who's coaching kids in Tennessee. These career changes keep getting more surprising. Who could forget Donovan McNabb leading us to 5 NFC championships? That same quarterback now hosts the 5 spot on Outkick and sits on the advisory board of Attack Fuel. The man who proved every doubter wrong built a business empire worth over $100 million. He also runs the QB Legacy nonprofit mentoring program for young quarterbacks. At 49, he's teaching the next generation through media and business. David Akers had ice in his veins during those clutch kicks, right? Now, he works as a motivational speaker from Franklin, Tennessee, and runs the David Akers Kicks for Kids Foundation. The same kicker who never missed when it mattered most now helps children facing serious challenges through programs like Field of Dreams. He's planning to expand into broadcasting and coaching while continuing his foundation work. From clutch kicks to changing lives, Akers is now 50 and building champions off the field. Corey Simon anchored our defense as a Florida State legend. Now he's back in Tallahassee, but this time making laws instead of tackles. He's a Florida State senator representing District 3 after defeating the incumbent 53% to 47% in 2022. He also helps coach the Maclay School football team where his son plays. The same player who dominated offensive lines is now 48 and serving the people of Florida. Remember Todd Pinkston stretching defenses with his speed? That same receiver is now the Kansas City Chiefs running backs coach and just reached the Super Bowl in 2024. The player who got criticized in Philadelphia found his calling, coaching under Andy Reid. He spent years coaching high school and college before making it back to the NFL level. Our former deep threat is now 48 and coaching champions in Kansas City. Ike Reese lived for special teams coverage, bringing energy to every play. Now he co-hosts the 94 WIP afternoon show with Spike Eskin and Jack Fritz from 2 to 6 p.m. every weekday. The same player who brought that intensity built a radio career worth over $10 million. He also hosts the Eagles post-game show and analyzes games on NBC 10. At 52, he's bringing that same passion to Philadelphia sports radio. Who had the most shocking transformation so far? The wine business or the radio empire? Drop your favorite memory in the comments. Coming up, the center who coaches at a famous prep school, plus the linebacker who owns multiple businesses in South Jersey. These success stories keep getting better. Trey Thomas protected our quarterbacks for years as our reliable left tackle. Now he's the offensive line coach at IMG Academy in Florida, coaching his own son Jake, who plays the same position. The former Eagles assistant also works as a realtor in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, while co-hosting a wine show called Between the Vines. He's coaching the next generation at America's most famous prep school. At 50, the same player who protected quarterbacks is now protecting young athletes' futures. Chad Lewis never dropped a crucial catch as our dependable tight end. Now he's the Associate Athletic Director for Development at Brigham Young University, running their entire athletic fundraising operation. The same player who made every tough catch is now raising millions for his alma mater. He's also a motivational speaker, author, and Emmy-winning documentary producer. At 54, he's making BYU athletics even better. Remember Jeremiah Trotter's axe chop that made Lincoln Financial Field erupt? That same linebacker now owns multiple businesses in South Jersey, including the T&I Unisex Salon and several car wash locations. He traded violent hits for building a business empire across our area. The player who chopped down ball carriers is now 48 and running his own companies. Ron Jaworski had a cannon arm as our quarterback back in the day. Now he's the lead analyst for NBC Sports Philadelphia and owns multiple golf courses throughout the Delaware Valley. The same quarterback also runs the Jaws Youth Playbook Foundation for at-risk kids in Greater Philadelphia. At 74, he's still breaking down the game he mastered while operating a golf course empire. Our former signal caller is now teaching football and running businesses. Sheldon Brown could shut down any receiver during his Eagles days. Now he coaches youth baseball and basketball in his hometown area of South Carolina, while serving as an assistant football coach at his alma mater, Louisville High School. The same cornerback who erased receivers is now teaching fundamentals to 9-year-olds, including his own son. He returned to his roots to give back to the community that made him. At 46, he's building young athletes. Final success stories coming up, including the safety who coaches in New Jersey and the businessman who lost millions but came back. These transformations saved the best for last. Lito Shepherd had receiver hands as a cornerback, turning interceptions into touchdowns. Now he's the defensive coordinator for James Weldon Johnson Trojans in Jacksonville, Florida, where he's been coaching since 2017. The same player who scored touchdowns on defense is now teaching young defensive backs how to make game-changing plays. At 44, he's turning young athletes into champions. Quinton Michael covered everything as our safety. Now he coaches youth football in the Clearview area of South Jersey, including coaching his 9-year-old son Champ in Little League. His wife Cherie runs a successful cryotherapy business, offering cold chamber therapy for inflammation. He also appears as a regular analyst on the Inside the Birds podcast. The same player who covered everything is now 46 and covering youth football while his family runs their business. Terrell Owens lost most of his $80 million fortune, but rebuilt his life with successful businesses. Now he owns Prototype 81 active lifestyle clothing brand and 81 Vino wine company. He also works as a business speaker, sharing what the NFL taught him about entrepreneurship. His son Tariq just joined the 49ers after going undrafted. The receiver who gave us unforgotten moments is now 51 and building businesses while watching his son play NFL football. Brian Westbrook could line up anywhere on offense: running back, receiver, returner. Now he operates a horse farm foundation in Maryland that helps kids and runs university data analytics camps. The same player who redefined possibilities is now teaching data analysis to college students. He's also a former UFL executive who brings his strategic football mind to business. At 46, he's using horses to help young people while teaching the next generation of analysts. John Ritchie used to eliminate linebackers as our Stanford-educated fullback. Now he co-hosts the 94 WIP morning show with Joe DiCamara, Rhea Hughes, and others, broadcasting from 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday. The same player who opened holes for our legends now entertains Philadelphia every morning. He previously worked as an analyst for ESPN and NBC Sports. At 51, he's opening Philadelphia's day with sports talk. Eagles fans, these former stars didn't just retire. They built amazing second careers that inspire all of us. From Dick Vermeil making award-winning wine to Jon Runyan running NFL policy. From Todd Pinkston coaching Super Bowl teams to Corey Simon serving in the Florida legislature. These legends prove that Eagles' excellence never stops. They're NFL executives, business owners, coaches, radio hosts, politicians, foundation leaders, and entrepreneurs. They built our greatest memories, and now they're building amazing lives in every field imaginable. Which career change surprised you most? Drop your favorite Eagles memory in the comments. These legends show that Eagles never quit. They just find new ways to dominate. Share this with someone who remembers watching these players during their Eagles days. From the football field to boardrooms, radio studios, and coaching clinics, Eagles excellence spans every profession.